Well, they can't see; they're listening. But
it's like a sock, the sock hand,
like a sock puppet. I know.
Puppet.
Yeah.
But I would practice kissing on my hand.
Yeah, I did that with my pillow, which is in Scared Skinny. Yeah.
So this guy liked Led Zeppelin, or did you put that out yourself? Or was that the music that was actually, because when I heard Kashmir and Led Zeppelin, I said, oh, wow, this is great. And cookies and Kashmir.
I gotta tell you, this is really autobiographical.
Right.
I mean, to a point, and then you got to make it into a story. You got to have that arc and everything. But honestly, a lot of these things really happened. Like when he told me that, he goes, "Come on in, I got cookies." That really happened. And I was so naive. I mean,
come on in, I got cookies.
Yeah, I mean, my first kiss wasn't until I was 17. I was like this little naive, chubby girl, and he was like, "Come on in, I got cookies." And I thought, wow, cookies, because it was after school. I was hungry. Mm-hmm. You come home from school. Ever since I was a kid, I'd come home from school. My mother would give me like a glass of milk and cookies, or she'd give me like some food, and I'd sit in front of the TV and watch soap operas with her. So I was like, okay, it's after school. I just walked him home, which is in the play. I don't know why I walked him home. He's supposed to walk me home, but I was naive. I didn't know what I was doing. So he basically, that part of the play could go like, people are like, oh my God, this is the part where she gets molested. But no, it's not. Like it's sort of an intense scene there because I'm on the couch. You got Led Zeppelin playing, and I'm taking it from beat to beat, moment to moment. And I bet there was a minute there or a second there where you thought, oh my God, this is going to go bad for Mary.
And so I had a feeling it was going to go nowhere. So I said, I have a feeling she's going to want to get up and leave. I said, no.
Oh, good. So you had faith in me as the character I would not allow him to do that to me.
I knew you were going to stand up and go.
Good.
I knew that this wasn't going to happen.
Good, because that's what I wanted. I don't want the audience at that point to be nervous for me. I want it to be very light at that point.
I knew right away that it wasn't going to happen.
Good.
I said, there's something that tells me, this is going to be a little dalliance, and not even that, and that was going to be it. So I kind of caught that.
Wow, you're good.
Oh, yeah, so I kind of... The Scared Skinny now, talking about cookies, I'm just getting out of a habit of eating chocolate chip cookies, and I eat oatmeal cookies occasionally because I guess they're healthy. Like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd be laying there watching
sugar
TV.
In them.
Yeah, I'd lay in bed watching TV and crunchy cookies.
Right.
I've gotten out of the habit in the last couple of weeks, but it became such an addiction. I didn't think I could do without, but I'm doing fine without it. So that's and a banana. I was a little surprised a banana can be that dangerous.
Are you talking about the top 10 diet scene? Yeah.
But cookies, but even though they're oatmeal cookies, it's not a good thing.
Well, there really was a diet. When I do the top 10 bad diets, like the top 10 bad boyfriends, there is a diet called the cabbage soup diet. And when I first did it, it just came out, and it was like this huge thing. It was like, the cabbage soup diet, lose 10 pounds in 7 days. And you could eat all this fruit and all these vegetables and everything you wanted, but you couldn't eat a banana. So it was great. I mean, I lost 10 pounds, but then on day 8, I ate a banana, and I gained it all back.
Wow. We're sitting at McDonald's again. Thank you, Ronald. We're sitting at McDonald's here. Thank God there's not a waiter would be in trouble right now.
True.
But this is the kind of food it's cheap. Well, it's not as cheap as it used to be.
Right.
Pound for pound and dollar for dollar, you're probably better off going to a better restaurant.
Get a salad.
Yeah, getting a salad. But this food is it's economical. Again, not as much as it used to be, but it's filling, but it's dangerously filling.
Dangerously filling. Yeah, there's no. I don't think there's real meat in here.
And it makes it seem so kid friendly. Yay, take your kids.
Right.
That's
right.
I guess that's why they're trying to do away with the toys and all that.
The Happy Meal.
Yeah, the Happy Meals and all
Yeah,
that.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I want to kind of look over your bio right here. Mm-hmm. I'm going to read it out to you. Mary's bio. Mary Dimino is a bundle of hilarious contradictions with an angelic smile and a tough New York Italian attitude. She tells it like it is. A sweet-faced couple with her energetic delivery makes Mary a favorite comedy club audiences. It won you a spot in the final event of the prestigious Ladies of Laughter competition at Caesar's Palace in Atlantic City.
This is an old bio.
Well, we can get caught up. See, the internet. Her comedy act has been featured on Comedy Central's Short Attention Span Theater, Stand-Up, and VH1. Lots of Dunkin' Donuts I see. Appearing in award-winning national commercials for Nicorette Gum and Dunk. Explain yourself, Mary.
Thank God for Nicorette Gum. I was able to buy my house with Nicorette
and
Gum.
Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts kind of flies in the face of your whole deal here.
Well, I'm an actress, so I get booked for national commercials, and I got my first national commercial, the one that got me in the union, back in, I don't know, was it 97? I think it was 97, was Nicorette Gum. I was the spokesperson for Nicorette Gum. And the commercial ran really a long time, and they got good feedback on it, so they called me back, and they had me do another flavor. They didn't even audition anyone. They just called me back, and I did another flavor. I did orange. And then that ran really good, and a year after that, they called me back at the studio, and I looped in the mint flavor. So I did 3 national Nicorette commercials, and oh, thank God. I mean, I was able to put a down payment on a house with that.
Are you a smoker?
I can't say. No, I'm not. But I am for all intents and purposes.
No wonder it worked.
But you know why? This is really true. This is very ironic. My father, he was still alive at that point, but he was not doing well. I think he just got diagnosed with cancer, and he was a smoker, and the doctor said, really, please stop smoking, especially if you're going to get chemo and blah, blah, blah. So he was trying so hard to stop smoking. And I would leave little notes on the bathroom mirror for him. And I'd be like, yeah, Daddy, 3 days now without a cigarette. You go. And I was always motivating him. And it was around that time that I booked this. And I thought, wow, because, after my father passed and I was seeing those commercials running, I was like, wow, that's really cool. Because I was so trying to help my father to stop smoking. And then ironically, I get a national commercial where I'm helping millions of people to stop smoking.
I'm just listening to these children over
I
here.
know.
I mean, this is about as unhealthy a place as you could be running around in food-wise. So Nicorette Gum, and you didn't smoke. Again, that's why it made it so easy. But really...
Sure, keep bringing that up. She didn't smoke.
Okay,
Maybe I should start smoking just for the hell of it.
Well, the Cash Cab, this guy Ben Bailey.
Oh, I know Ben. He's a very funny comedian. I love him.
But he's not from New York. He's so Brooklyn. He's so New York, but he's actually from Los Angeles. And I'm sorry, Ben, but some of these folks know in advance they're going to be getting in the cab.
Yeah, how do you know?
A friend of mine won $2,000.
Oh.
But he kind of knew.
Really?
He and his friend knew that they were...
Wow.
Oh, sorry, Ben.
You shouldn't be saying this on radio.
But there's another Cash Cab now in Chicago. A woman driver. It's kind of dull, but Ben Bailey is so good at it.
Oh, yeah.
And you always know when he goes, when the answer for to double or nothing, and he goes, you got it, that's right.
Yes.
He gives you that thing. But I love the way he's reacted. I know probably 98% of people, 99% of people get in the cab know.
Wow.
Don't know, they don't know.
Wait, they do know, but they don't know.
But the 1% may know.
Okay.
But, because
let's be in the 1%.
Yeah, because,
let's go out and get a cab right now. Maybe we'll see Ben.
You're stopping and people hail your cab. You don't know who's going to get in there.
True.
You have no idea. So I think probably 1% know. And I'm always surprised that on the mobile shot out that whoever it is sitting right there picking up the phone right away. So I always,
because if I would call any friend right now, it'd probably either go to voicemail, or they'd be like, Mary, I can't talk, call you back in 10 minutes. I'd be like, I need you now.
They're always there. Anyway, sorry, Ben, but the guys are right, but he's so New York.
Yeah.
And so New York, a Bronx, a Brooklyn, I'm surprised. Okay, and talk about Dunkin' Donuts. Again, that flies in the face of what you're doing. Are you a Dunkin' Donut type?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the client booked me for the commercial, so that commercial ran for 6 years. It was. Do you remember it?
Not the guy gotta make the donuts. That was something else.
No, God, that's when I was a kid.
Yeah,
that was a great running spot for that guy. No, this was where I'm on a train. It was actually the Long Island Railroad. It goes through a tunnel I walk on the train with a box of donuts. Then my train goes through a tunnel, and the tunnel gets dark.
Right.
Then it comes out into the light, out of the tunnel. I look at my box of donuts, and it's empty. And then, in disbelief, I look at everybody all around me, and everybody's
powder?
pretending they're sleeping, and I got sugar, powdered sugar on their face.
I remember it.
Do you remember that?
remember.
Yeah, that was me.
So you didn't get to eat any? Did they give you donuts? Did you get little bonus donuts?
Yeah,
on the way?
no.
Bonus donuts? Did you
No.
get-
In fact, when it was running, it was
You know,
running.
America runs on donuts.
Yes, they have the best coffee too. I mean, I'm.
Ooh, the best.
Ooh,
the
yeah.
best. Sorry, Starbucks, but Dunkin' Donuts leaves you in the dust.
I tell ya.
Leaves you in the powder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you, when it was running, and it was running like it was wild spotting at one point, which means it just runs like. Sometimes you see these commercials, it ends and then it comes like right back on. It's like it's over and over and over and over again. The commercials you always see are usually wild spot commercials. So it was wild spotting for a couple of years. So it was on. I couldn't walk on the subway or walk down the street without someone saying, "Oh my God, there's the Dunkin' Donuts commercial." The girl. So I would walk into a Dunkin' Donuts just as a goof, and I'd be like, "Oh hey, recognize me?" And then I'd give a big smile. Can I have a donut? And they would be like, "No."
I had a Miss Subways on. Yeah, there used to be a Miss Subways, you know, a girl once a month or a woman once a month,
Yeah.
all dressed up and an actress and all that. And what she's doing, it was called Miss Subways. And Ellen, who owned Ellen Stardust
Diner. Yes.
and a place
a
on
great
Chambers
place.
Street, she was a Miss Subways. And she would get on the train all the time and sit right under that Miss Subways so people would spot her.
That's
I have to go back to Dick Red for one more. What made them pick you? Did they ask you if you smoked? What sold them on you? Do you
Ooh,
recall?
I honestly don't know. I know that I went in for the audition,
Right.
and they saw many people.
Right.
And then they had callbacks.
Right.
I went to the callback, and they had many people at the callbacks. I think a friend of mine who's also a comedian, I believe Vanessa Hollingshead was at that callback with me. And yeah, there were a lot of people in the callbacks, and you know, I just walked in, I did the script, and I just was myself. And you never know. It's kind of subjective.
What does it?
Yeah, you don't know if it's a certain look or it could be anything, But they were looking for a certain sensibility that was real and likable, sort of down to earth, maybe even like a little New York, but not too much because it was a national spot. So I think I just had the right combination, and I got very, very lucky.
Yeah. You know, you did a thing on public access, a commercial, sort of like a announcement for your act or your stand-up comedy. Some sort of a spot you did. And I know Kimberly, my daughter, participated. Wherever you did it, she participated in the spot. And her
I know
line
what you're
was,
talking about, yeah.
I was pretty dull before I met Mary.
That's funny.
She
I
reminds
brighten
me-
up people's
Yeah,
lives.
you brighten people up all the time. Again, you're listening to Visions, a series of visits to almost everywhere. I'm your host and fellow traveler, Herb Malsman. I am in town. I'm home, living in Brooklyn,
Yay.
and yay!
With a three-legged cat.
Three-legged
Yay.
cat, and a guy with, and another Kiki's the other cat.
Gizmo, yay!
Gizmo's the one with the 3 legs.
Oh.
Kiki's the one that gets the medicine.
Yay,
I got that
medicine.
little hypo, put it in his food. The third one's name is Vegas, but he's at the vet. Vegas is at the vet. So anyway, this is my hometown, born and raised in Brooklyn, and we're here, and I'm calling this New York City Visions. And I'm going to say something right now. My tape recorder, what I do is, again, I think I mentioned it a while ago on Gridlock Sam, my first piece here on April 4th. I'm using a Sony MP3 player, and I'm not sure. If I don't see something running in there, I don't know if it's actually recording. So I always keep the tape recorder. I have that
Right.
backup.
It just stopped. Though.
It just
you want me to
stopped
flip it for you?
No, it just stopped at about 46 minutes. Yeah, flip it if you want.
Flip it? Yeah?
Okay, I'm going to
Like
do a
it's a
little...
pancake?
You just have to open that up. Yeah, open that up. There you go.
Here, you do it.
You
How do you
open
do
it
it?
up.
Oh.
And you flip it, just turn it around.
Okay.
And then
hit
just hit
record.
hit those two buttons, that and that.
This and this together.
Okay, and we're just going to wait a second until it cooks it. Okay, so
Okay.
just in case there's soda FP, I couldn't ask Gridlock Sam to do that. He's way too, he's beyond all that.
He wouldn't
he's
flip
an
your
executive.
tape,
I didn't
Gridlock
ask him.
Sam?
It was in my pocket, my shirt pocket, so I couldn't get to it.
Oh,
And
you should have asked Gridlock Sam to flip your tape.
No, he's an executive. You're one of us.
Oh, great! I'm like low life. You're
No,
Mary,
you're-
flip my tape.
No, you're not low.
And get my look. She just looked at me when I said that. Get my slippers.
Yeah, we're like together.
I know, I'm kidding.
We're together. So it's okay.
I'm honored that I could actually, that you feel comfortable enough to let me flip
There
your
you go,
tape.
Mary. I let Mary flip my tape. So in case the recording doesn't work, I'll make sense of this and I'll kind of splice it around. Oh, thank you, Mary, for flipping my tape. This is so great. Because when the thing went off at Gridlock Sam's office, I said, uh-oh, what if this isn't working? We're stuck.
And did it work? I'm sure it did, right?
Yeah, it was fun. Oh, Mary flipped my tape. Oh, I'm so thank God. I love it. Thank you,
I bet I'm the only interviewee
that ever
flipped the tape. Is it true? Did
It's
anyone
true.
ever offer to flip that tape?
I've never had my tape
Wow.
flipped by any guest. You're the first person ever flipped my tape. Thank you. Holy cow! It
Flip
took
your
over.
lid pretty
I've
soon.
been doing this since 1979.
You're turning red.
The first
So
time
am
I
I.
flipped myself. I've never let a guest have their way with my machine before. Anyway, you see, sometimes we have to
That's
wait.
right. Laugh so
Am
hard.
I red?
Yeah, you're very red.
Okay, so you flip my tape. Anyway, I hope you folks are enjoying this. This program is being produced specifically for audiobookradio.net.
Yay!
Yay.
Audiobookradio.net.
And they're based in the UK, but of course you hear them everywhere. They're online. And
The UK.
The UK. They're
Hi,
in the UK.
Graham Norton.
And John Mayfield and all that. Graham Norton. That's right.
Yeah,
and John
I opened for him when he was here in New York, and he did the Comedy Central series. I was his studio warm-up.
Maybe he's
I
listening.
love Graham.
This audiobook radio and John Mayfield. He's worked with Patricia Rutledge and Vanell Scales and John Cleese.
Right.
And I'm in some amazing company. I mean,
Nice.
Richard Todd and John Cleese and some of the great voices on April 4th. On April 4th, at that point, I was between Shakespeare, Part 1 and Part 2, so I love being on audiobookradio.net.
Wow.
So this is where John and John told me get friendly with the machine, which I'm doing, but I told John, I said, I'm going to use my tape recorder as a backup.
Right.
But now we can go on forever. You flip my tape, so I don't have to...
We could do another hour.
We can do another hour.
Look at the way that woman just looked at you when you said you flipped my tape. She was coming here to clean that table.
This is exactly why I wanted to come here.
I think they're like, why are they sitting there with earbuds on and doing an interview, but they're not eating anything?
I said to myself, if we're going to talk about fattening foods and what not to eat, thank you. Sorry, but this is so. Anyway, here, what would you let's talk about you. What do you want to say? What would you like to talk about?
Oh boy, I feel like I talked a lot already. What do I want to say?
Enough to flip the
wanna-
tape.
well,
I think.
Well, I want to thank you first of all for coming to the show and seeing it, and then doing this interview. I mean, that's great. So I just want to give you a big thank you. And your daughter Kimberly, tell her hi. I remember, when she went on stage for the first time.
She didn't want me in the audience. I kind of watched from
remember that.
on the TV. I watched the TV screen. I watched on TV that television.
In the bar.
In the bar.
Because there was a TV in the bar that was linked to the monitor, yeah.
Right.
She didn't want you in the showroom.
No, she didn't want me in the showroom.
Because she thought that she would be too nervous with you there.
She didn't want jinx and all that. She wanted me side by side. But I did notice.
But wait, was her act about you at all? Was there anything? No, then why wouldn't she want you in the room?
She was, I guess, the scrutinizing.
Yeah. But you don't seem that way at all.
Oh, well, you're not my kid.
Yeah, well, that's
my
true.
My kid sees me in a different way than
yeah,
you.
they see a whole different side of you.
Well, Mary, I guess, is that it? Any other notes? Anything you want?
We gotta end it on a big finish.
Go do something. There you go.
All right, what can we say? All right, well, I guess to wrap up, so Scared Skinny is playing at Stage Left throughout March, April, and May of 2011. we'll find out on May 9th if it wins the MAC Award for Outstanding Production. It debuted in the New York International Fringe Festival August of 2010, and it won Best Solo Show Award. And between then and today, it's been in the Estrogenius Festival and the Solo Arts Festival in New Jersey and Teaneck at the Becton Theater, the 6th Annual Solo Festival. And it also played at Theater Source down in the Village. So I've been running it a lot. It's been about 6 months now, but it's been having a good run, and I'm really, 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 really proud of it. I feel like everything that I've done to this point, all my acting classes, all my improv classes, all my years doing stand-up, I feel it all, and all my experiences, my life experiences and what I've learned is all culminating into this one story and this one production that I'm telling. And I just hope and pray that I could touch lives and I could inspire people. And that's why I wrote this. I want to inspire people. I want to show them that they're not alone. I mean, if I could have lost the weight, then God knows, anyone could. I was in such a bad, dark spot. And that's why I put myself out there and my story out there, because I really want to touch people's lives and inspire.
It's a small theater, Stage Left. It's actually a studio kind of thing. I think it's at Stage Left Studio. Mm-hmm. Again, 214, 214 West 30th Street between... You're just about a block south of Madison Square Garden.
Right, exactly.
You're right there. Mm-hmm. Across from a church. So it's... And you hear the sounds from outside.
You do, yeah.
How does that affect... Do you feel at home, like you're speaking about being at home doing these things, and you've got?
Well,
it's a very. Yeah. First of all, there are only maximum 45 seats, so it's folks. That's off Broadway.
Yes.
Broadway is a certain amount of seats. Off Broadway is a certain amount. I think over 99 or under 99 seats. Under 99 seats, it's classified. So it has nothing to do. It's not geographical. It's the amount of seating.
Yeah, so exactly.
And I'm hearing, and I'm watching you to see if you can be distracted by any of the sounds. There were sirens going off.
I didn't get distracted. Well, you know what? It's a lot of rehearsal. You just got to put in a lot of rehearsal. You could do it inside out if you rehearse it enough. So, I hear the sound, like there was I think the church bells rang at a certain time. Yeah.
Your clock in there is 2 minutes slow.
Right. I remember when the church... I mean, I hear it, and I'm drinking it all in as the artist, but I'm not letting it affect the script in a way. Like, I'm not going to drop what I'm saying and say, oh, there's church bells ringing. Like, if it doesn't have anything to do with, if I'm in a moment...
But it's almost like being home, because you're hearing these sounds in Staten Island.
Right.
Because Staten Island's got church bells, so it's almost like you're almost at home.
Yeah.
It's very intimate.
It is. It's a very intimate space. It's such a nice theater. And it only seats about 45, so it's considered off Broadway. I would love to eventually put Scared Skinny off Broadway.
And I'll tell you what, kind of move up.
Yeah.
About probably 95% of the female audience was not slender. Put it that way.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't notice that. Well,
I was looking at body types.
Yeah, that's my demographic. I mean, definitely women, I think, between the ages of 18 and, because this is all about body image and all that, 18 and 75 is my demographic.
It's interesting that they come there. This play. There are a couple of thin type women, but mostly they were heavy set.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, just some thoughts. Give us your website. Remember, we have it today.
Yay!
Website and anything else, any sort of contact.
Great. I got 2 websites. The Plays.
Big time.
Yeah, wee. The Plays website is www.scared-skinny.com. Someone already had Scared Skinny, but they're not using it, so I had to add the dash. So it's
the
Scared
dash is
Skinny. No, not the underscore. The dash, like a hyphen. Right.
Okay. So
and then
Scared
dash.
Scared hyphen a dash skinny. Yeah. I'm sorry, cut your.
No, that's okay.
Give it again.
No, I'm confused. Is it a backslash? Is it a hyphen? Is it a colon? Is it a semicolon? What is it? It's one of those things that are the hyphen.
Right.
You know, like if you're married and you have.
Hyphen.
Yeah. So it's scared hyphen skinny.
.com. Right. And then Mary Dimino, comedian, actress, author. Well, we can say actor. I guess that's kind of like, well, okay, we'll go comedian, actress, author.
Thank you.
Okay, so Mary Dimino,
.com.
You give it MARYDIMINO.com.
Mm-hmm.
And that's your website. You don't need the www.
That's true. I didn't even have to say that before. The www. That's really, back in 1982.
Yeah.
No, 1998.
I guess I don't know if there's I meant that off Broadway. You would think this would be Broadway. I guess you said this is a dated bio.
Yeah, this bio was old.
Explain the vagina monogogs.
Monogogs.
Now,
the vagina
like
demigod.
Folks like me, we've only kind of heard about it from a distance, but explain.
Yeah, well, I mean, you turned red when I flipped your tape, so I'm sure you don't even want to talk about a vagina monologue.
But explain it.
Well, yeah, in that bio, I was in the vagina monologues years ago.
Muckalogs?
Muckalogs.
Okay.
Muckalaka. Shakalaka. And, but since then, I've been in Tony and Tina's wedding.
Right.
Off Broadway. And,
diverse.
that's an old. Yeah, that's an old. What?
You're pretty diverse.
Yeah, thank God. I do a lot of acting too, and stand up.
Right. Okay, Staten Island. Staten Island. I guess this is it. And
this is it? You mean we got a part?
Is that?
This was so good.
Well, I can come out and Staten Island.
You want to come over the house?
Yeah, there you go.
I'll just keep flipping your tape all night, and then we'll eat pancakes, and we'll keep talking about nothing.
Banana.
You like banana?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I'll gain all my weight back.
Grab a couple of Big Mac. Okay, did you really didn't? The biggest concern you had was what are we going to talk about? How did it work out?
Wow, on a scale of 1 to 10, according to how much fun I think I had fun. I'd say this is a 10, 11.
Okay.
I mean, I had a lot of fun. And you know what? What's great about you is it's so informal. And, I thought I would have to, prepare something. But no, you're like Mary. We're going to go to a McDonald's.
Yeah.
We're going to set up there. But we're not going to buy anything. We're just going to set up. Yeah. And we're just going to, shoot the breeze. And that's exactly what we did. And
that's I said. So don't sweat it. Everything's going to work out.
No, it came out good. Thank you. Well, that's up to the not the viewer, the listener.
I was going to say I'm going to ask you the 30 questions, and that's it. But I didn't want to put you in that position. Okay, once again, it's scared-skinny.com.
Yes.
Mary Dimino, MARYDIMINO.com. Thanks for the tape flip, and thanks for a swell. I've been looking forward to this for a while. Thanks for a wonderful performance.
Thank you.
And a lot of fun, and showing me the difference between punchlines and the arc. Right? Okay, there you go. No,
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. You've been listening to Visions, a series of visits to almost everywhere. I'm your host and fellow traveler, Malsman. These episodes that I'm doing here in New York City, I've dubbed New York City NYC Visions, and you'll be hearing them soon on audiobookradio.net. Folks, I love doing these programs and having you enjoy them. I hope.
Yay!
Thank you very much, and thank you again, Mary.
Let's go eat a Big Mac now and some fries. Come on.
Here you go. Thank you for listening, folks. Bye-bye.
And I'd sit in front of the TV and watch soap operas with her. So I was like, okay, it's after school. I just walked him home, which is in the play. I don't know why I walked him home. He's supposed to walk me home, but, I was naive. I didn't know what I was doing. So he basically, that part of the play could go people oh my God, this is the part where she gets molested. But no, it's not. It's sort of an intense scene there because I'm on the couch. You got Led Zeppelin playing, and I'm taking it from beat to beat, moment to moment. And I bet there was a minute there or a second there where you thought,
this is going to be a little dalliance, and not even that, and that was going to be it. So I kind of caught that.
Wow, you're good.
Oh yes, so I kind of. The Scared Skinny now, talking about cookies, I'm just getting out of a habit of eating chocolate chip cookies, and I eat oatmeal cookies occasionally because I guess they're healthy. like 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah,
be laying
they
there
still got
watching
sugar
TV.
in them.
Yeah, I'm laying in bed watching TV and
Right.
crunching cookies.
Right.
I've gotten out of the habit in the last couple of weeks, but it became such an addiction. I didn't think I could do without, but I'm doing fine without it. So that's and a banana.
Well, they can't see; they're listening. But
It's
he's
like
got
a sock, the sock hand,
like
you
a
know,
sock puppet. I
sock
know.
puppet.
Yeah.
But I would practice kissing on my hand.
Yeah, I did that with my pillow,
Is that-
which
so you-
which is in Scared Skinny. Yeah. That's
So this
practice.
guy liked Led Zeppelin, or did you put that out yourself? Or was that the music that was actually because when I heard Kashmir and Led Zeppelin, I said, "Oh wow, this is great!" And cookies and Kashmir.
I
Is there
gotta
any
tell you,
scene-
this is really autobiographical.
Right.
I mean, to a point, and then you got to make, oh my God, this is gonna go bad for Mary.
And you know, so I had a feeling it was going to go nowhere. So I said, I have a feeling she's going to want to get up and leave. I said, no.
Oh, good.
this
So you
not-
had faith in me as the character
Oh, yeah, I
that I
knew-
would not allow him to do that to me.
I knew you were going to stand up and go.
Good.
I knew
Good.
that this wasn't going to happen.
Good, because that's what I wanted. I don't want the audience at that point to be nervous for me. I want it to be very light at that point.
I knew right away that it wasn't going to happen.
Good.
I said, there's something that tells me,
Get into a story. You got to make it into. You got to have that arc and everything. But honestly, a lot of these things really happened. Like when he told me that he goes, "Come on in," I got cookies. That really happened. And I was so naive. I mean,
come on in, I got cookies.
Yeah. I mean, my first kiss wasn't until I was 17. I was like this little naive, chubby girl, and he was like, "Come on in, I got cookies." And I thought, "Wow, cookies!" Because it was after school. I was hungry. You know, you come home from school. Ever since I was a kid, I'd come home from school. My mother would give me like a glass of milk and cookies, or she'd give me like some food.